Hello and welcome to Shanghai. I'm Chen Xuan.
And I'm Timothy Pope. Many businesses in Shanghai have been working hard to figure out suitable scenarios to apply blockchain technology and enhance their efficiency. More than 50 new applications have been implemented as of last year, and Zhang Shixuan visited Shanghai Pujiang Digital Chain to see how some of them are working out.
Blockchain, a distributed ledger, has proven an efficient tool that enables the secure sharing of information and exchange of value. Shanghai is a city known for trade and finance, and blockchain technology has become a hot property.
传统的出口业务其实是占有我们整体的这个业务的占比非常的高，大约有80%到85%。
Especially for this Shanghai-based foreign trade service provider.
原来我们去做出口退税其实是要线下纸质提交这个业务单据的。那么如果就是在税务部门或者海关部门对你这笔业务存疑的话，也是通过线下这个人工或者是说纸质的这样一个形式去调阅你的那个相关的业务单据的。那如果我们的业务流完全上链之后呢，那么包括我们的物流包括我们的生产端的信息，那么其实监管企业是可以在线上是一键调阅。
And as a result,
从我们正式的提交到获得退税到账，现在大概是1到1.5个工作日，这是我们目前获得的。原先可能基于我们的调研，有1周的，有2周的，甚至有些存疑的会达到1个月也有。
And this is just one of the 100 applications in Shanghai using blockchain technology.
我们目前重点的行业包括供应链、绿色低碳，包括我们的金融。 包括我们的这个民生服务、民生保障领域，只要数字化程度比较高的，我们都有涉及。那现在呢，我们已经在会同97家链主单位，在共同推进107个场景。那截至去年年底呢，已经上线了50多个。
Though so far, the majority of these applications are in Shanghai. This blockchain technology developer is looking to develop more applications outside of the city.
我们的目标希望能够达到10000亿的规模，这个是整个从这个交易额，从这个带动的这个企业应该会过万。
A growing number of foreign companies remain optimistic about China's economic outlook and have announced plans to expand investment in the Chinese market in the beginning of 2025. German optics giant Zeiss just announced that it will purchase land in the Shanghai Pilot Free Trade Zone to build a campus for its Greater China headquarters this year. Zhang Shixuan spoke to the chair of the German Chamber of Commerce in East China to learn more about the investment confidence among German companies in China.
China has increasingly been under the global spotlight for the tariff threats from the Western world on the country's EV exports.
In the long run, many studies have shown if you keep increasing tariffs, regardless where or on what type of product, it reduces in the long run the competitiveness of your own industry. The Chinese competitor of today, of German companies in China, will very soon be the competitor across the globe.
China and Germany, Asia's largest economy and the largest economy in Europe. In the first half of 2024, data from Germany's central bank shows that the country's investment in China hit a record, reaching 7.3 billion euros.
So better be successful here, know your competition, and then also have more successes out there.
How are companies defining the new localization in this new era?
If you want to be successful in China, you also probably should do more of your research and development in China.
The German Chamber of Commerce in China released its annual Business Confidence Survey report. The results indicate 60% of German companies perceiving a deterioration in China's economy compared to the previous year. The majority of them still plan to continue their operations in the country. Roughly the same proportion of the surveyed companies as last year that plan to increase investment in the market. What's behind the figures? I had a chance to sit down with Klaus Newman to learn more about the latest changes in German company strategies in China. Dr. Neumann, great to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm also happy to be here.
Your latest report shows that 60% of surveyed German firms believe China's economy is currently facing a downturn trajectory compared with last year. A third of them predict a bounce back in a year. But majority of the surveyed companies plan to continue doing business here in China, 92%. That's even 1 percentage point higher than last year.
Yes.
Why is that?
Yeah, I believe German firms are here for the long term. Many German firms and companies have come to China right after the opening, right, in the 80s, then many others also in the 90s. And some are even here more than 100 years, right? So I think they have a very long-term view. And economies go in cycles. I think the Chinese economy had a unusually long continuously upward cycle after entering in the WTO. And now we see a bit of a downward turn in the growth rates. But German companies would understand this. They have seen this in many markets. So they will remain invested. And also, I believe they believe in the future of China as a market.
Is there anything in particular about the China market that currently holds great attraction for German companies?
Many markets are unusually strong, growing, like chemical markets or also automotive supplier, where also China's global role has increased significantly. So here we also see big opportunities. And then, of course, the whole area of digitalization, where China is investing a lot, and reducing the carbon footprint of production, of urban environments, and so on, which is also holds huge promises for German companies.
In your report, we see more than half of the surveyed companies say they will increase investment in China, similar to the proportion you reported in your previous survey. In which areas will they invest? Is China still a smart investment for German companies?
Yeah, what has changed is indeed that companies are not just investing to increase capacity. Over many years, companies said, I increase investment, another factory, another production site, and so on. Now the investment goes rather into the quality, into the research and development, into the localization, in these kind of fields to become more competitive. Because one thing is very clear, the Chinese competitor of today, of German companies in China, will very soon be the competitor across the globe. So better be successful here, know your competition, and then also have more successes out there.
Your report shows more than half of the German companies regard Chinese companies as innovation leaders in their industry, while a year ago, only 5% of them held the thought. What's happened?
Yeah, half of the German companies see this likely to happen within 5 years, that the Chinese competitors will become innovation leaders. So what has happened, I think we see this number is going up year by year. And the reason is that the Chinese companies just become better, right? So the products become better. They also understand the customers better and better. And then there's also a bit of the attitude in China in speed, towards more quality, and also seeing the whole global market as their market. We see more and more Chinese firms also exporting their products to the rest of the world, and also more and more high quality products. And then if you go global, you have to be very competitive.
Do German companies see this more of a pressure or more of an opportunity?
Definitely a lot of price pressure, and it is a challenge. So German companies see this as a challenge. So just made in Germany is definitely not good enough anymore. At the same time, they keep investing to make sure they can become also faster and also stay ahead of the curve, right? But I believe as long as we have this competition happening on a level playing field on same conditions, it's also positive because the products will become better and cheaper for the consumers. That will again foster growth in many economies in the world, not only in China, which makes a lot of sense to increase R&D because, for example, in battery, some of the largest and most successful battery producers in the world are here, they are in China. So if you want to be competitive in that field, and battery is an enormous part of the value of a new car, then better also do some research here together. And I think that's also true for electronics and many other fields.
And actually, China is now promoting the digital economy. Do you see any collaboration between Chinese and German companies in this area?
There is collaboration in that area, and I think the automotive sector is a very good example where you see either Chinese EV car manufacturers or tech companies also collaborating with big brand names from Germany. And why do they do this? Because German companies have a competitive edge in their way that they produce cars since 100 years. And then you have Chinese tech companies who have pushed that part of the new car, so to say, forward. And now joining these forces could create probably really world-leading cars together. So I see this as a win-win cooperation, and so see it many of those German companies. And I believe we will see this more often happening now, because in the survey, more companies also said this is one way to deal with the new realities and the new environment.
Many things happened this year around the world. Geopolitical tensions, new tariffs, new trade tariffs, and elections. How do German businesses here evaluate these trends? Are these actually affecting their future strategies in China?
Whether it's SMEs or the large ones, they have decades of history, and I mean really globally. So they have seen many changes. I just heard yesterday one professor saying on a panel that the term VUCA, that means very volatile business environments, is already 40 years old, right? So maybe right now we are in a very volatile environment. That is true. But you know, we had financial crisis, we had COVID, we have gone into crisis mode and also come back. And therefore, I think companies are alert, that is very clear, but they're also adjusting. And they learn more and more to adjust to different environments. Digitalization also helps to adjust here, right? To be quicker, to be able to predict better certain scenarios and also to react faster. So overall, most German companies, I think, are well prepared for the future, even when they cannot predict exactly what's going to happen now next year.
Many German companies doing business here in China are related to automobiles, and EVs are now becoming a big part of that. But starting this year, we see the Western world has imposed increasing tariffs on China's EVs. The EU has already done it, and the US President-elect Donald Trump has threatened to raise tariffs on China's imports. What's your take on that?
From a German chamber, right, and from the companies we represent, I can say that the member companies of our chamber have clearly said they are not supporting tariffs in Germany or the EU, for example, on EV cars. Why is that? Because they say we need, in the end, to be competitive here and then also basically use this competitive edge in the rest of the world. In the long run, many studies have shown that if you keep increasing tariffs, regardless where or on what type of product, it reduces in the long run the competitiveness of your own industry, right? So it's probably not the best way to do this. I'm happy that I know that negotiations on this are still ongoing, and I hope they come also to a positive end there.
Dr. Neumann, thanks for your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. It has been my pleasure.
Well, in today's Shanghai A to Z section, we look at several ways to reach the city's Tax Service Assistance Center. Assistance is available if you don't speak Chinese and have questions regarding your income tax. The center offers services in 8 languages, including English, Korean, and French. First, dial the 12366 hotline, then press 2 for foreign language service, and follow the guide. Follow the voice instructions to press the number for the language you want. You can then ask questions in the chosen language. Next, visit the Shanghai Municipal Tax Service website. Click the Foreign Language Service button on the page and enter text in the dialog box, and the system will respond. Finally, you can scan the QR code for the Tax Service website and slide the menu bar and click the Foreign Language Service button. If you've got a question for us, you can find us on the socials.
And of course, we'd love to get your comments and your questions, and you can find our content online as well and here on Dragon TV Monday to Friday.
Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.